We should be live. Okay, I'm gonna wait for. Oh wow, my mic just went loud. Sorry. We should be live. Just gonna wait for some people to file through. Start this mock draft probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Answer some questions for the time being. So first question, first person in here. Appreciate you, Mike. He says thoughts on this trade. I get Daniel Jones. I give up the 202, the 203, Jameis Winston or Ryan Tannehill to 12-team Superflex start 10. Current quarterbacks are Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, Ryan Tannehill, Jordan Love, and Jameis Winston. I think if you were to give it with Jameis Winston, that wouldn't be the worst of deals. 202, 203, Jameis Winston, you get, your secure third quarterback on your team. Maybe, have the ammunition to be able to deal one. I don't exactly think that you're in a position where you need a quarterback because I'm, confident with Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, and Ryan Tannehill. But if you are trying to compete, obviously Kyler Murray potentially missing, the first 5 to 6 weeks of the season with that injury. If you want, Daniel Jones especially, who can appreciate and value, get that contract extension, give you some, top 12-ish level fantasy numbers for that time being, I don't mind it. So I'd be comfortable giving up that package if you do consider yourself in a winning window. Traded 108, 206 for JT. Yeah, that's an absolute steal, Mikey. Congratulations on taking that guy to the woodshed on Jonathan Taylor. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's sir. I just woke up this morning. I'm like, you know what? The people want to see another mock draft, so the people can get another mock draft. Am I right? What's up? What's up, Cody? What's up, Brett? Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for some people to file in. Currently 18 people in here. People are just seeing the notifications. People are just, hopping in the live. And then obviously once we have, a few more people to enjoy, I'll go share the link, both Discord and in the live chat. So for the time being, just hit me up with some questions and I'll make sure I answer as many as I can. Let me just make sure this draft isn't janky. All rookie. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. We should be good on the draft front. You know what? I'm just probably gonna file the link in here as soon as possible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Kyle. Let's ride. Here. Me appreciate that. Yeah. I had the whole beard going, the whole setup going, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's spice her up, man. Let's leave the stash, Let's leave the stash. Especially gonna be 23 soon, so you need it. Got any wide receiver sleepers in this class? Off my head, I mean, if we're looking at it, I mean, realistically, I mentioned a guy like Parker Washington yesterday. I think if he gets adequate draft capital, he could be, a really nice sleeper. Strong hands, can play the slot, really develops wide receiver at this point. Kind of, if he sneaks onto that day 2, round 2, round 3 type of area, I think he's going to get, some buzz, to be honest. If he's going in the 3rd round of your rookie draft right now, I'm all for it. Guy like that, a guy like Xavier Hutchinson's pretty interesting, big, long, athletic, not too nuanced at this point, but if he does in fact get day 2 capital, I mean, he's going to be a big sleeper. I'm going to be fully, diving into like all of the film that I need within the next couple of weeks. I'll have more answers, but those are the 2 guys, like from what I've seen and from what I've noticed, jump off the page. So if you can get those guys in, round 3 of your rookie drafts right now, like if you have your drafts, which I would doubt, but if you, doing mocks and those guys are available in round 3, I think they're, worth that pick. It's always stash season. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your stance on Calvin Ridley? Traded the 203 and a 2024 third for him and the 304. Yeah, I think you stole that, to be honest. I'm all in on Calvin Ridley, especially if you're trying to, transition into a winning window. I do think that he's the type of player that realistically this year, with Trevor Lawrence getting traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think he can, flirt with top 12, top 15, top 12, top 15 level numbers. So getting him in the fold there, I think is really nice. Last time we saw him, he was still this dominant wide receiver. I don't see, a year off with a suspension for gambling is going to, have him falling from that. I have Trevor Lawrence, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Cooper Kupp. Those are my 4 keepers in the 4-keeper league. Would you trade Kupp for the 101 if I'm trying to win the season? I would trade Kupp for the 101. Personally, the reason being, as much as I like Kupp, and I do think he's gonna, have a little bit more value, especially in redraft. He's probably gonna be a top 5 pick. But Bijan's still gonna be like a top 8 level pick in redraft. And with Bijan Robinson, obviously in a 4-keeper league, you're keeping, Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, who are going to be the running back one and the wide receiver one for the next, 3 or 4 years. So sign me the hell up there. I would be willing to trade Cup for the 101. Not to mention, you already have Chris Olave, you already have Justin Jefferson. You get a nice stud at the running back position. I think you're fine there. Puka Nacua from BYU could be interesting. Should be able to get him very late in rookie drafts. Yeah, I don't mind that name too, honestly. If we're looking at it, perfect. We got 28 in here. I'm going to go share the link. So let me copy that link, put it in our Discord, and then put it in here. Okay, perfect. Share that link. Everyone join up. And then I'll put it in here. So whoever's watching in the YouTube chat, feel free to join up. Sir. Oh, we are filling. Here, let me make sure the draft board is shared right away. And we did get a comment that it wasn't as zoomed in as you would have liked. So I think 125. You guys should be able to fully see that. So we should be good. Why you always doing mocks when I have to leave my house? Mid-afternoon mocks are just chill. You have your coffee, you're vibing, you're doing your thing. And then you just rip some mocks, spicy. Randomize the order. I think I picked 107 yesterday. Fuck. I'm Bindles. Let's see what you do there. Kyle. Let's see what you do. Hey, how's it going? How you doing, Leo? How you doing? We're just ripping another mock draft, letting it roll. Neuter's on the clock with that 101. Let's see where he rolls. I just realized the name is set wrong. Here, one sec. Title is rules. All right, perfect. Gotta go get my chiropractic work. Yeah, good luck, brother. Good luck. That's some heavy duty work right there, brother. I've done 6 startups this offseason, a lot of BPP guys. Yeah, honestly, bro, I can't wait until startup season, to be honest, man. We're going to have a couple. Oh, Nutri, you can't be auto picking first pick, man. All jokes aside, though, I can't wait for startup season, man. Honestly, we're going to be ripping a couple on the channel, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Nutri, man, 101, you're auto picking. Come on. I know you're watching the stream, man. Unfortunate. Got the 102 again. Yeah, I mean, you got blessed either way because you had Mahomes and Allen there. Bindles actually got blessed because otherwise Allen wouldn't have fell. Now we're looking at the board here. Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, Jahmyr Chase. I think this is a nice little sweet spot in the middle here. I went with Jefferson last time. Am I going to go with Jefferson again? Do I want to do another Jefferson build, or do I want to shake it up and try a quarterback here? I'm gonna try a T-Law build. My scoliosis has been killing me lately. All right, sorry to hear that, brother. Hopefully you're feeling better, especially after that appointment. 103, 111, 112 for Lamar and Superflex. Yeah, I would rather just have Lamar there, to be honest, Daniel. Jalen Hurts at the 101. Yeah, he got auto-picked. Let me know if you want to join a $50 or $100. Yeah, we're going to be running some on the channel anyways with me and Corey. So we should be set in terms of our leagues this summer, but for sure. J. Jeff is the movie. Yeah, J. Jeff normally would be my pick there for sure. But, I just want to spice it up here, give some originality. I got J. Jeff in the mock draft that we did yesterday. So it never hurts. Also, I'm going to get the branding off the screen so you guys can see the full board. So far, pretty bog standard first round. You should see Fields, Watson, Prescott go off the board within the next 5-ish picks. Obviously, Chase is going to go. And then if any running back's going to go, it's going to be Bijan. So should be interesting to see what we see rolling out in the next few picks. Ooh, is CD over Fields? That's interesting. And Watson and Dak. As much as I love a bit of Lamster, I just can't take him over that quarterback equity, especially knowing what the startup's going to look like, by round 3, round 4. Honestly, looking at startups early on this year, I do notice that I either want a really early pick or I want this turn because I want to be able to get 2 quarterbacks in the first couple rounds. The reason being if you don't get at least one quarterback, obviously you're gonna get one quarterback, but I find that even if I don't get two quarterbacks in the first couple rounds, it falls off a cliff in terms of projected value. So it's, an interesting spot here. I would say realistically, Bryce Young would probably be the next guy here in terms of running backs. Bijan, obviously, and wide receivers. I mean, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle, Monroe. You got a couple guys there that you really like, along with Kyle Pitts. So it's gonna be fun. Nutri, yeah, I know you did make it in. You got Jalen Hurts at the 101. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. For those wondering, the title would be the rules in this. So Superflex PPR, no tight end premium in this mock. I'm about to be back on the clock. Let's see what's available. I think I gotta go with Bijan if he falls, but it's either Bijan, Kyle Pitts, or quarterback. If Bijan goes, so I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go Pitts here though. It's kind of tough because I mean realistically I want to go Bryce, but you gotta go with Pitts here. Gotta go with him. Did mid back exercises help me a back? Yeah, perfect. Nice advice there. Exactly. The boys are rolling. Pain, big pain, big pain. Is Bijan? Yes, Bijan much over CMC. Much over CMC, especially in Dynasty. The reason being, I mean, if you're talking redraft, obviously McCaffrey's giving you such a positional advantage. But I mean, when we're talking about market value, it's not even really close for me. McCaffrey, obviously a 27-year-old running back, depreciating asset. If he gets, banged up, or if he drops from, let's say, 23 PPR points per game to 18 next year, that can nearly half his value. So getting an asset like that, that's so volatile, so unprotected, if you will, I just personally can't commit to in startups. However, if you're, a contender and you're willing to leverage, let's just say you have, I don't know, looking at the running back board, let's just say you have Josh Jacobs and you want to add, a little piece to him to get McCaffrey because you're willing to compete next year, so be it. But yeah. Who you got for the Super Bowl? I am hoping for the Chiefs. It could be the Eagles, but realistically, I mean, I just don't want to bet against Mahomes, so I'm going to go with Mahomes. I'm assuming it's tight end premium. It's actually not tight end premium, but the reason for me, Kyle Pitts there, he's still a top 15 player for me, even in non-premium. The way I kind of look at it, I mean, him and Mark Andrews, you got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is the next guy in that, sub tier. But if we're looking at those two guys in terms of age, in terms of productivity in the long term, I just think that there's such an advantage over the rest of the field. And as much as I love, what Travis Kelce is giving you right now, I mean, you're talking about a soon-to-be 34-year-old player who, if he has any, down season, 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, he's going to go, dramatically lower in startups. So I think Andrews and Kyle Pitts are warranted to be pushed up the board. Took Pitts in the third round of a tight end premium startup last week and was told by several people that I rage crazy what 1 year could do. That is insane to me. Again, you guys can see my thoughts on Kyle Pitts. I'm willing to take him at the 206 here. Realistically, with Kyle Pitts, I mean, we're still getting that hyper athletic, elite target share type of player. Only people are skewed by the fact that this team threw the ball 24 times a game last year. So I'm all in. If you're able to get him in the mid-second or later, sign me the hell up, because I mean, he's still such an advantage, especially if he were able to have his breakout year this year. You're talking about a guy that's easily going in the first round of startups, not even a question mark. So all in on him there. I'll still take Andrews. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think Andrews also a very good pick there too. Obviously, we've seen him fully develop into that alpha target share type of player within the last couple of years. So people are going to be skewed by their thoughts because, the whole offense kind of struggled. Lamar got banged up. Andrews got banged up. But we saw a guy that was a legit difference maker in that first 7 weeks of the season last year with Andrews, prior to the injuries really clouding the overall outlook on the season. So I'm all for it. Yeah, Dreamstar. Yeah, you're looking really good there with Allen, Andrews, and Wilson. That's a very ideal start. Overall, I think we've got a lot of good starts here too. We got Hurts, Paul Walker, Herbert Young. Oh, come on, why you can't be auto picking right now, man? Come on. Kyle Pitts 103 or Fant 104, 112 in the 2024 first competing team. Give me Kyle Pitts there, Drew. I'm still all in on Kyle Pitts at that price. Any quarterback equity here? You could go with Tua. I think Tua to 307 probably has to be the pick. Like, I don't feel good about it. I love T as well. just looking at the board, because I know people are going to be spamming quarterbacks in these rooms because it's an FSC room, and knowing that is a little bit of a gap. But I love Trey Lance, but it's just, man, that's tough. I think realistically, given the market value, Tua Tagovailoa is probably going to find himself in the second round of startup. So getting him at the 307, I think, is fine. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. The move has been to trade up and get Lamar, another elite quarterback, then take Andrews, Pitts in the other third. I absolutely agree with that. I am all for getting 2 elite quarterbacks to start my drafts. We're doing these mocks, projecting like what's exactly going to happen. But I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be in a position where I'd have to look at Tua and have to gulp at that pick, to be honest. I would try to leverage to get, Fields, Prescott, Watson, Kyler Murray, try to get, one of these other stud type of quarterbacks to pair with my Trevor Lawrence here. So if I was in a real startup, that's how I would attack it. I want those 2 elite quarterbacks. And then realistically after that, if I have my 2 elite quarterbacks in my first couple picks, these rounds 3 to 8 area, man, I am leveraging for future capital. I'm building my running back room through rookie drafts. I'm building, maybe young ascending wide receivers, in those early to mid portions of the mid rounds. Like that's what I'm attacking realistically. As long as I have my 2 quarterbacks, though, like that's how you're going to build long term. You think it's possible that Ken Walker's a bit overvalued? I know y'all rank him pretty highly. Just feel like he wasn't valued so highly until the situation got better. Yeah, no, I think he's a good player. And again, we have hindsight now where we can look at his rookie season and see what he was able to do once he fully took over that role. So I think, top 4, top 5 level fantasy or dynasty running back. Yeah, absolutely. However, I would still take guys like Olave, Higgins, these other young wide receivers, a guy like Trey Lance, these other young wide receivers and quarterbacks just because of the value there. But if he fell in the 3rd round, I'd be more comfortable here, like late 3rd, I would say. But that's a difference in philosophy for the most part. 111 and 204 for DeAndre Swift, probably fair value. Depends. Are you a top 3 team? Are you trying to compete or trying to push it in? Because if so, I don't mind making that move. However, if you do not, project yourself being a top 3 team in your league, I just don't really see a point of buying a running back at this point. What wide receiver would you target if you had Godwin or Deontay and wanted to go younger? Godwin or Deontay? If we're looking at it, realistically, you're probably looking at like the Treylon Burks type of range. I would be all for. Jerry Jeudy is another one that I feel like everybody is sleeping on right now. He actually had a really good year and people are not talking about it at all. I like Marquise Brown, Brandon Ayuk, a lot of guys in this mid portion that you could potentially transition and get younger at. Prices are cheap to move up. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. And round 8 is, I agree, a great pocket of value there. Traded Dawson a 3rd for Tua Superflex PPR the other day. Yeah, that is insane to me. That's insane. It's wild how all these teams will look solid and now in like 8 of them will look bad in hindsight. Yeah, no, it is pretty funny. And that's why I always, you guys have heard my philosophy in terms of startup drafts. If I can just get the players I know are going to either accrue or hold their value, and then from there I can just transition into future picks, we're going to have a lot more information. And as we know, realistically, people are trading their picks with the bias that they think that their pick's going to be late. So ultimately here, you're taking all of the upside in that regard. If their pick ends up mid, if their pick ends up early, even if it ends up late, you're getting all of that, appreciating value in case anything were to happen to their team. So taking young ascending players and pairing them with a bunch of picks is always going to be my favorite type of build in startups. Looking at the board here, I think Will Levis a good spot, but we already have 2 quarterbacks. So I'm going to look at the wide receiver. JSN's a nice spot here. Treylon Burks, Jerry Jeudy. It's an interesting spot here. I would take Devontae Adams, but I'm not trying to compete in this build with Lawrence, Pitts, and Toa. So, do I want to take JSN and mix it up? Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison. I like Jordan Addison though. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky. Oh, I'm just gonna get a Debo share. I didn't even notice him. I'll get a share of Debo. Thanks for the response. Daniel Jones trade for 202, 202, 202, 203, and Winston would most likely be the 210, 211, and Winston since draft settings haven't switched from snake to linear yet. Sketchy moves or take advantage. I would say just talk to him about it. Just say, hey, listen, I just realized now that the draft settings haven't switched. You never want to pull a fast one on your league mates because realistically, people are not going to take kindly to that. and it's just, it's a scummy move. People are going to realize like, hey, this guy's trying to take advantage of me. He's not looking out for my best interest. And realistically, if that were to happen to you, you would kind of feel the same way. Like you got robbed, like you got, cheated. And as soon as somebody feels like they've gotten cheated, they're unwilling to work with you for the long term. Also move Mixon, Godwin, 208 and 303. Oh my God, you took that guy to the woodshed. Holy crap. Yeah, sign me up there, Rohan. Which side do you prefer, 101 to Deshaun Watson or early 2024 first and Hurts? That's a really close deal. I would be inclined to wonder. So is that like guaranteed top 4 in 2024 for that first? Because I would take Hurts in that early 2024 first. Because if realistically we're looking at it, you have the potential of a guy like Caleb Williams. You have a potential, maybe Drake May, a couple nice running back prospects next year. Marvin Harrison Jr. So there are players that, although only let's say 2 of them are at or above Bijan's level for next year, you have guys that realistically compare with Jalen Hurts, and it's an upgrade over Deshaun and the 101. So for me personally, I'm always taking the swing. I'm always taking the gamble, if you will, as long as that pick's projected top 4, like you said, early 2024 first, and it's not, potentially the 107, 108. I'm all for making that move and getting Hurts and that early first. So sign me the hell up there. Devontae Adams is falling. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Let's see where Brett goes here. Give me double elite tight end for the points. Yeah, I respect it. Realistically, you're trying to compete. You have Allen. You have 2 positional advantages there. A young accruing wide receiver. Yeah, I think that's fine there. Top 4 dudes team is pretty bad unless fluke season or something. Yeah, sign me up then. I'm all for buying in on Jalen Hurts at that price. I think Jalen Hurts, realistically, as much as I like Deshaun, you can pretty comfortably say for me, given how they looked each this year, that it would be at least a tier gap there. Like I personally would have like this tier of, Kyler. I think Justin Fields is personally above this tier because of his health status and because of the upside he has. I think Fields and Lawrence are back to back here. So I would have that. And then Kyler, Deshaun, Dak kind of in their own little mini sub tier right now. So I have the 110, 111 and Geno. Who would you target for a quarterback? I only have T-Law. I would be willing to package all of those assets up and try to get to at least, like if you can get to this tier, that would be awesome. But at least if you can maybe see if that leverages you, you're probably not going to get Bryce for that. You're probably going to have to bite it on probably one of these round 3 quarterbacks, because realistically, if you're able to get any of these round 2 or round 1 quarterbacks for that package, you're loving it there. You're loving it. Nutcher just pounding the running backs, eh? So is Bobby. They love setting the tone. Where are you on Elijah Moore? 1 quarterback, 10 team, traded down 3 spots from the 110 to the 203 and got more. Yeah, I'm all for that. You're getting cheap upside, and realistically, are we even sure that the person he picks at 110 is going to be much better than the guy you get at 203? I'm not sure. Maybe the 110 versus 203 is, Downs versus Flowers or Charbonnet versus Flowers, which, you'd have that slight preference, but realistically, there's still, some upside there. So sign me up. Odds that another running back goes. By the way, you're going to notice in these rooms that, us here at FSC, all of our followers at FSC, everybody FSC, we are all against, running back. So that's why you're going to see some value, if you're a running back guy in some of these rooms. I got Hurts in a super flex in like the 7th or 8th round last. That's insane. He was going in the 2nd round of every draft that was in. So that's pretty interesting. Boomer start from Nusher. Yeah, he's setting the tone. I'm on the clock here. Godwin, JMO, Jerry Jeudy, Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison. I think I went with Jeudy last time. Let me spice it up. I think there's a pretty flat tier at wide receiver. I'm going to get a Jordan Addison share. Spice it up there. Small trade, but how we feel about the 303 for Sky Moore? I think that's a fine. If you still believe in Sky Moore, obviously, a really good profile, athletic player. I don't mind if you want to send that type of pick for him if you still believe. However, understand that it's a very volatile type of move, because if he couldn't earn snaps in year 1, it's hard to see what exactly is going to happen here between him and even Jalen Tolbert as well. Rewatched 2022 mock yesterday, seeing JT 101 and Javonte Swift in the first round has also officially put me off of drafting running backs early. Yeah, that is that's yikes. That is a big yikes. Also, Daniel sorry. Daniel Jones going in the 5th round is pretty interesting because you'll see late pick for Danny. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Daniel Jones going in the 5th round is very interesting. Oh, he's talking about Danny Dimes. I thought he was talking about me for a second. Danny Dimes going in the 5th round is very interesting because realistically, like, if you're making the argument for if he gets his extension, I can see him being in that 3rd round area plus. So that'd be very interesting. Best trade I made this year was giving up Saquon and Waller for Pitts and Higgins. Oh my God. Guy ended up winning the chip, and I got those 2 guys, plus I have 5 first rounds. Yeah, that is beautiful. Beautiful move. About to be back on the clock. I've got 4 rookie thirds, so I figured yeah, no, I don't mind that at all if you have a bunch of rookie thirds for sure. Fleeced him. Yes, sir. Funny thing is he asked for Pitts back a couple weeks ago. No take backs, not at all. Yeah, the thing is too, they want Pitts back, and then they're gonna say, "Hey, listen, I will offer you, fucking like, we're looking down here, dude. I will offer you Cole Kmet a 2nd and a 3rd. Take it, man. He's young, he's ascending, he's attached to Justin Fields, brother. For Kyle Pitts, that's fair, and you're getting some picks." Like that. That's how people are sliding into your mentions when it comes to a guy like Kyle Pitts. And I just kind of laugh. I'm like, okay, buddy, like, if you have to sell me so hard on this package, then it's probably not a good package. Yeah, a couple nice wide receivers still here. As you guys can see, I am not taking running backs at all. Jacobs, you can make an argument. This is a nice spot here. Quarterbacks, a couple guys there, but realistically, got to go at wide receiver. Got to go with Quentin Johnson or Brandon Ayuk, I would say would be the top 2. Yeah, Quentin Johnson or Brandon Ayuk. I think I'm going to go with Ayuk. I like Quentin Johnson as well, though. You can make the argument for him there. I'm a little bit more nervous about QJ than I was even, a few weeks ago. I'm just a little bit concerned that he's not going to be a natural separator. And realistically, if you're expecting him, step in day one compared to a guy like Jordan Addison and produce, I'm not exactly sure comparably what we're going to be looking at there. I obviously know the upside there, athletic beast, good after the catch. When he's able to high point the football, he's doing well with it. But realistically, the inconsistencies do show up in his game. So I'm a little bit worried that if we take him over a guy like Addison, over a guy like even JSN at this point, exactly what we're going to be expecting year one. Because like we kind of see these smooth separators in year one, if they land in a spot where they can command volume, we see, easy levels of ascension in their value from year 1 to 2. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, guys like that this year. Even Drake London gets the billing of being this big wide receiver, but he is a natural smooth separator for his size. So, I'm all for that. Drake London would have been nice to target in this draft, by the way, to be honest. Traded ETN for a 2023 first, and it turned into the 101. Yeah, that is that worked out for you there, Brett. That worked out for you. Like, bro gave up the best tight end prospect. It's crazy. He did win the chip and would argue that Saquon was the reason, so he still got what he wanted. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he won the chip. He obviously lost out on some value there, but he did win the chip, so I don't fault him too much. Where do you rank Ayuk? By the way, top 25-ish level wide receiver. I think there's a big, flat tier of guys that I like in that range. We're just past that tier now. I actually Deontay Johnson would be in it. Yeah, like if we're looking at Brandon Ayuk, Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Quentin Johnson, Marquise Brown, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, guys like that are all kind of similar in my opinion. I've been trying to buy Drake London in every league, and I'm in, and no one is selling it low yet. Seems the window is disappearing. Yeah, it's interesting. People are kind of opening up a little bit more. What's the top price you'd pay for Drake? Well, he's currently a top 10 wide receiver for me, so I'd be willing to give, if somebody wants to compete, maybe, an older wide receiver like Samuel plus a little piece, Adams plus a little piece, or if you want to, get that little young transition and get a player that you're more confident in, maybe, the dream spot would be George Pickens in like an early 2. That would be awesome if you can get Drake London for something like that. every draft class has busts. I think QJ could end up being one for fantasy. I don't know, man. Like I'm still, I still enjoy Quinn Johnson. I still think he's going to be really good, but I'm just a little bit worried in terms of his accrual of value in year one versus, JSN or Jordan Addison at this point. So, not to mention, I do think his draft capital could be the most volatile out of the bunch. So, should be interesting. I wouldn't take any wide receiver in this class over the last class's top guys. Yeah, I will say like this class is pretty deep. You got guys like obviously the three we mentioned, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Zay Flowers. We mentioned Parker Washington earlier. A lot of nice, interesting guys that should get day 2+ capital. So should be interesting. But I do agree. A guy like Drake London last year would be the clear number one this year, given what we've seen. I'm back on the clock here. Some wide receivers I like. I don't mind Deontay Johnson here. That would be pretty nice. Josh Downs is also nice. Zay Flowers. I might take a running back depending on who's on the board. Nothing really here. Quarterbacks, tight end. Yeah, no, I'm going to go back to the wide receiver well. I could go with Dotson too. You know what? Because I got a young build, I'm going to go with Downs. A little bit early for him, but realistically, I don't want somebody too old at this point. Realistically, other than Deebo Samuel, all of my guys are young, and I know this would be a team that I'd be selling off production for some picks with. Y'all really give me the start. Yeah, you got a strong team going there. You got a strong team. Jacobs in the 7th to pair with that is pretty damn nice. So good work there. Will y'all be doing a full pre-NFL draft 2023 rookie ranking sorted by position? Yeah, we should be doing some rookie rankings by the time that obviously comes out. We still have our initial ones right now over on our manifesto, but realistically by then we should be doing some video content. Where do you think Calvin Ridley should be going in drafts? Dynasty drafts or redrafts? Because in terms of Dynasty, I think, anywhere in that 4th to 7th round type of area realistically is a nice spot for him, because I do think it's kind of a flat tier. I would probably say, 5th to 7th would be, an easier projection for him, because even like Debo and Adams probably still go ahead of him. But in terms of redraft, I think you make the argument that he's like a fourth one. Well, I never responded to your DM on Twitter, but I've been taking a break from fantasy LO, so I'm not thinking trades. Yeah, no worries, brother. No worries. I'm a demon, and I'm always trying to make some deals. And Dotson, same tier. Yeah, Dotson as well. You can argue there. Thoughts on this trade? Daniel Jones in a 406 for Slant Man and Wandale. No, I'm getting Daniel Jones there every day. If you're getting Daniel Jones, sign me up. But Michael Thomas, his value is almost dead on the market at this point, to be honest. Would y'all try a trade Hawkinson and 202 for JT? Absolutely. Sign me up. I'm going for JT all day, every day there. Let's see what's back. Depending on how we're doing for time, about 33 minutes right now. The reason why I went on longer yesterday is because I started a little bit later. What would your general strategy be for a 16 team, a 1 quarterback start league 7, took over an orphan with aging players that might be able to compete, have the 105? I mean, like if you're trying to take over an orphan with aging players, if it might be able to compete, it's probably not going to be a top contender. So I personally would just try to scavenge the value that you can get for that, to be honest. I mean, it's a 16 teamer. If you realistically can't see yourself being, a top 4-ish level team, if there's just way too much variance to be able to deal with there. So I'm all against it. Yeah, I know. In hindsight, realistically, I would have went JSN, Pittman, guy like that. But right now, during a live stream, it's kind of tough to fully focus. So I personally probably would have went JSN or another wide receiver in that spot. I agree with you there, Shadrach. I'm getting DJ. Sign me up for that then. Give me Daniel Jones. Would you prefer keeping Najee or Ridley in a keeper league? If I'm trading Cup for the 101, I've got another spot to fill. I would rather Ridley over Najee, to be honest. I'm just not in on Najee at all. Looking at the board here, some running backs that are decent, a couple guys there that stick out. Wide receivers, pretty flat tier. Jahan Dawson's a guy that sticks out there. Rashad Bateman, if you like Kayshon Boutte, I think this is a fine value for him. And then at tight end, I mean, Michael Mayer, Pat Freiermuth, guys like that. A couple interesting names. I mean, even a guy like Geno Smith, we expect him to be a starting quarterback next year. He's either going to get the franchise tag, which is about $33 million for the Seahawks. They could re-sign him, maybe a bridge 3-year, $90 million type of deal. We'll see what happens there for sure. Yeah, looking back on this, I definitely wouldn't have taken Debo at the 406, to be honest. Especially, how did Devontae Smith fall to the 404? That's crazy. Even DeAndre Swift, Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I would have absolutely leaned elsewhere. I don't like that pick. Running back is AJ Dillon. Yeah, AJ Dillon's here. 8th round. I'm fine with that there. So overall, I mean, you got that hero RB build. You built up your wide receivers, got your 2 quarterbacks there, and then Kyle Pitts. I don't mind this team. Not my favorite, but like I said, the mid round type of area and these drafts are kind of tough. Watson had more top 10 finishes than every rookie. You take JSN over him. Yeah, no, I think it's a conversation. I think Watson is fine, but realistically, if I'm talking about projecting forward, I think JSN could be like Amon or St. Brown. So I'd be fine with taking JSN over him, though I do agree with you that it would be a flat tier, to be honest. Sorry, I got to hop for a work meeting, deuces. Appreciate you hanging in here, Kyle. Means a lot. Nice draft we were able to do with all the lads here, and good luck on your meeting. Good luck in your meeting. Also, worth noting, Shadrach, that it's going to be, tough projecting forward exactly what's going to be happening in terms of the situation there. So thanks, guys. Anytime. Yeah, no, exactly. In terms of what Rodgers is doing there. I think Watson, he definitely overperformed my expectation, but I would personally, if I can re-roll into a JSN, who I think is a better prospect, I would, to be honest. Yes. Devon A-Chain there, I think is a fine value. Bobby, let's see where he leans here. Yeah. After we make our picks here, then we could hop into a rookie draft, which I will share on my screen in a second. About 40 minutes in. If you guys haven't already done so, 50 concurrent views right now. Make sure you leave a like down below. Helps us in that YouTube algorithm, as always, on the road to 20,000 subscribers. So appreciate you guys for that continued support for the channel. As you guys know, we're rolling up the sleeves. We're grinding this rookie content for you guys. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, it doesn't hurt to subscribe. So appreciate you guys. Mark Cooper, Keenan Allen both go off the board after Devon A-Chain. We still got, Hopkins, Evans, Mike Williams, Rashad Bateman. A couple of nice wide receivers there, especially the top if you're trying to compete. Running backs, a guy like Damian Pierce, Aaron Jones. Alvin Kamara sketches me a little bit. I think he should fall a little bit more. A couple names, and then obviously a tight end. I think there's some value at tight end here, especially with Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer going anywhere past the 8th round is pretty damn lovely, to be honest. Right. Let's CPU auto pick because he's going to work meeting. So, yep. Michael Mayer goes off the board with the next pick. Yeah. Overall, some very strong teams here. You see Mahomes, Richardson, a couple wide receivers there. Mixon, Charbonnet, I think he did well. Nutra obviously pounding the running backs, getting some value later on. Bindles did well before his meeting as well. Wyatt, get those 2 quarterbacks, build up some wide receiver talent, Pollard and Kittle. Overall, I mean, looking at the teams in general, I think a lot of guys did well. Should I try to trade guys like Keenan and Mike Evans and rebuild now, or wait till they produce next season? It's hard to say since they are volatile right now. I mean, like if you're in a rebuild, I'd absolutely be willing to sell them. It depends what your market value is for them. Like if you're getting value in rookie picks this year and you're fine with the value, I'm fine with it. But realistically, if you want to wait until week 3 and see what they're able to do, then all for it. How do you value Waller and Dynasty? I think you can make the argument that, this is probably the range for him. I would say, early to mid 2nd round pick in terms of relative value. He's an old tight end that's been injured, and that's going to affect his market value. If you're a contender and you want to buy low on him because his, production value, if he stays healthy, is going to be really high, I'm for it. But realistically, it's a little scary. I would agree there, by the way. I will say Watson did have a nice stretch there. Obviously scored a ton of touchdowns in that stretch. He looked good. However, I just, I'm not going to base my thoughts on the player off of, that small sample size. I'm still, want to re-roll into a better prospect, which is what I see with JSN. So if you prefer Watson, I definitely think that they're all in the same tier. Like the wide receiver 17 to 26 are probably about even, to be honest. And I'm all for that. Nothing Love can't do. Yeah, he definitely can do it, but we'll wait to see exactly what happens there. Darnell Mooney going at the 906. I am back on the clock here. I mean, you can get some quarterback equity. I think Mac Jones is just going to be a steal, so I'm just going to go with Mac Jones in the 9th round. Curious why he fell so far. I mean, I know, he's riskier because, he hasn't looked good this past year, but we're still talking about a quarterback that's going to get a number 1 wide receiver this offseason that showed he can, be a capable NFL starter in his first year. And getting that type of equity in the 9th round, I'm all for. So sign me up. We are just finishing this draft, so I will quickly make the rookie draft, and then we'll sign off for today. So let me cook that one up for you guys. Feel free if anybody wants to join. They can just click the link I'm going to send. So stay tuned for that. Linear, Dynasty 2 quarterback, rookies only. Perfect. Set the roster settings. Perfect. Okay. We are all set here. Let me invite you guys. Give me a second. Here. Sorry, Sleeper is glitching out right now. I got you guys. Here. What the fuck? Okay, now it's glitching out. Let me see if this works now. Okay. Perfect. I got you guys now. Let me put in the Discord. And let me hit you guys up. Whoever wants to join in the live chat, feel free to do so. I just sent the spots there. You know what? Let me click here and see what happens. Obviously, we're going to be randomizing order. If Lance was guaranteed the starting job, would you still take 2 over him? No, absolutely not. I'm all for Lance. Even up until the last couple of weeks, I was all for Lance, and even now, I'm still all for Lance. To be honest, I just think in a startup right now, given the projected market value, it would be foolish to just ignore the fact that Tua has a better outlook on the market than what Lance does. So for me personally, if I'm in a startup, I would bite the bullet. And if I couldn't trade down or if I couldn't trade up, I would just take Tua. But realistically, you're never going to be put in that spot in a real startup because obviously you can maneuver the board for what you want. So if you're telling me I can get Lance at value versus, taking Tua at my spot, I'd be willing to do that, if you will. Thanks for the draft, Danny. Appreciate all the work you guys are putting in. Appreciate you, Brett. Been a constant on the channel the last, while. So appreciate the continued support there. We currently have 2 spots available in this draft. So for whoever is watching and wants to join, we got a few spots now. So whoever wants to join, I posted the link in the live chat. So feel free. I'm actually going to add everyone in the Discord as well. We should be able to fill up within the next couple of minutes. So there's 1, 3 more probably going to join, and boom. Let me hide that. All right, we are set here. Turn the sounds off because I don't want to hear the wows. And go to the draft order, randomize the teams, and I get the 101 for once. Wow, that's nice. You guys know where I'm going here. We're talking about Bijan Robinson. I mean, this guy's clearly, in that tier of prospect. A guy like Saquon Barkley, is in Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette was coming out. So getting that type of player here. And this is why we punt running backs in our startups, because realistically, if you're getting the opportunity cost of tanking your own pick and being able to get the 101, you're getting a player that's going in the top 15 of startups for a rookie draft level cost. So if you guys, listen to us all of last offseason, you're able to get some 101s because you tanked the production value of your team while maintaining the market value. Now you're adding a production value piece like Danny Ladd, like Bijan Robinson to your team. So all for that. Bro, I got 202 yesterday, dog. Wait, you got 202. You traded for it? You traded for the 202? That's dope. So far, though, you guys can see Bijan Robinson, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud's probably how the drafts are going to be going for the most part. We should be seeing, some combination of Gibbs, JSN, Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison, Will Levis all go off the board. Anthony Richardson. No, just back-to-back raw. Oh, don't kill me. Wait. Just back-to-back mocks. Oh, okay, I got you. Fair play. Bijan, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, JSN, Jahmyr Gibbs. See where Borson goes. He goes with Anthony Richardson. I think that's a fine pick there. We should see the next 3 picks pretty much be these players. JSN, Will Levis, and Quentin Johnson should be the next 2 picks. Overall, you're kind of noticing that in these rooms, for the most part, the top 8 or top 9 players are kind of always set. And then after that, I mean, you're going to see some type of combo of Charbonnet, Downs, Michael Mayer, Keyshawn Boutte, Zach Evans. Should be interesting, but I obviously, picking from the 101, you're locking in Bijan Robinson. You're always going to look good in these mocks. Let's see where Chuck's landing here. Let's see where he's going. This is the real decision point, like I kind of said. I would probably say no. Yeah, Josh Downs is a fine pick. I would say, by the way, for the next couple, we might do a tight end premium. But that decision, Downs, Charbonnet, Mayer, we're going to see off the board. We don't see Mayer off the board, so I will take Mayer. I think getting Mayer at the 201's pretty nice value there. I think Keyshawn Boutte you can argue with too. Devon Achane, Kenray Miller. Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker, I'm a little bit more worried about based on what I'm hearing in terms of his projected draft capital, but I still think he's a good player. Jalen Hyatt's another guy that he's going to be talked down because of his profile, but if he gets adequate draft capital, I think he's going to be fine. Dalton Kincaid's getting a lot of hype. Roshan Johnson's a guy that's interesting because he's got the athleticism, he's got the talent. It's just a matter of if he gets that capital. Traded Kenneth Walker in an early second for Devontae Smith in the 107. Did I make a mistake? I think you personally could have gotten a little bit more, but overall, I'm not all against that, to be honest. I'm really high on Devontae Smith. I just think given the market value, you probably could have gotten a little bit more. But, I personally, if I had to make the choice of which 2 assets I would rather have, I'd probably rather your package, to be honest. Who's your 106? So if you're looking at it right now, let me just check check the manifesto. Who exactly? It's going to be one of the wide receivers. I know that. It's just a matter of which one. 106 is my 106 currently is Jordan Addison. Actually, it's gonna flip. It's gonna be JSN because I'm gonna be lowering Quentin Johnson a little bit. Tight ends are Pitts, Goddard, and Njoku, non-tight end premium, 10-team PPR. What kinds of moves would you recommend? Set at wide receiver and running back, or wide receiver and quarterback? Need running back and picks. Are you willing to compete right now? Because if you are, there's some cheap running backs you can attack, but realistically, in terms of pick value, I think Goddard might be able to net you probably a mid to late first, and if you can turn that maybe into a running back. I'm trying to think of a veteran off my head. I honestly can't. Maybe you can get AJ Dillon in the second for Goddard or something like that. That'd be a fine move. This seems like a situation realistically. We could go over more in depth on dynasty decisions, but gun in my head right now, I would probably say one of those guys. I don't mind Parker Washington and Xavier Hutchinson here. I kind of mentioned those names earlier. Roshan Johnson, I think, is a good running back. I do think that Hendon Hooker's a nice spot here. Kind of a dilemma, to be honest. Because I didn't take a wide receiver, I kind of want to take Parker Washington. So let me mix in a Parker Washington. What will Penny's role be once he comes back? Does he take work from K9 again? I don't even think he's going to be back on the Seahawks, to be honest, brother. So, I think he's going to be gone. Damn, I can't believe I missed it again. When's the next time you guys are running a live mock? I got to get in one. I'll probably do one at least this week, possibly even another one tomorrow. Depends, how we're feeling. But Bush is obviously in Mexico, so there's not much rookie content or dynasty content to really go over based the fact that we did rookie drafts. We did, obviously we can't do dynasty decisions without both of us. We did rankings, etc. So right now, the next best thing we could do is some live stream. So I'm fine doing that with you guys. Who would you need to add to their side? Diggs or Amon-Ra? Diggs would need to add to their side. I would prefer Amon-Ra in Dynasty. Josh Allen or Fields +1 of Metcalf, St. Brown, or London in a 12-man superflex. I'm just going to take Josh Allen, to be honest. I just think his value relative to everybody but Mahomes and maybe Jalen Hurts is pretty far ahead, to be honest. See Kenny McIntosh, Israel Anaconda, Darnell Washington, Cedric Tillman, Hendon Hooker, some interesting names. Which wide receiver would you give up, Metcalf or London? I personally would want to give up Metcalf, to be honest. I currently would rank them St. Brown, London, and Metcalf in terms of my preferred order. So if you can give up Fields and Metcalf, secure Josh Allen, I'd be willing to do that, especially if you have adequate depth. Especially if you have some adequate depth. Raheem Jarrett's an interesting name. A couple guys here that are pretty cool. Currently have 109 and 111 in Superflex. Where would you try to move to? Where does your middle tier end? I personally say that the middle tier ends around the 109, but like if you can, I personally would want to maybe attach a piece and try to get up into the top 3 area with those picks. But if you want to with those picks, I wouldn't even mind cashing them into 2024 picks, especially if you're not a top flight contender this year and you're willing to get some future value added to your team. A couple guys here. Eric Gray, I think, has an interesting rushing profile. Tyjae Spears is pretty cool too. Quarterbacks, nothing really much there. Stetson God. Wide receivers, Puka Nacua was mentioned earlier. Interesting name. And then tight ends, Luke Musgrave, I think it's fine. I think I'm just going to take a running back shot here. A guy like Garrett Gray, nice rushing profile, should be interesting. So let's just see where we're at on Dynasty Decision Schedule. Been waiting almost a year and can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts on my team. Have you messaged us? Because what's your name on Discord? Feel free to message us again, update whatever you have, and message us on Discord, and we'll get you queued up. Usually, what happens is obviously we'll put first priority to the patrons, and then whatever's left, we have a list of non-patrons. So if we missed you, if we didn't see your message or whatever the case may be, feel free to DM either of us. That might be a thing too. You might have just put it in the Discord. You have to DM us. You have to DM myself or Corey. So in order to get added to the list, DM Danny Football, or whatever my Discord is. What's my Discord? Danny Lad 21 on Discord, or Corey would be just Bush League, I believe. Let me just see Bush. Or it might just be Bush. Yeah, it's just Bush. So DM myself or Bush, and we'll get you added to that list there. Pena. Oh, we've done you before. Okay, yeah. I definitely got lost in the shuffle. Then send me another update. Feel free. We definitely must have just missed it though. So our apologies there. Yeah, that's weird, man. Honestly, I didn't even realize that. Sounds good to me. Also, thanks. I'm 12-team super flex. I have one quarterback with stacked on draft picks, but you give up the 109 and 110 in a heartbeat. There, Ronald. Puka Nacua slept on. Yeah, we just had somebody else talking about him. I believe it was Cody talking about him. Who was it? I forgot. Either way, somebody else in the chat talked about him. Monra and Demont, or Keenan and ETN, Dynasty 12 man. I would be willing to give up Keenan and ETN for a Monra personally. So give me a Monra there, and then just try to trade David Montgomery. To be honest, that's my fault there, Mike. Feel free to update whatever team you want to submit. Exactly. Just update them, send it to us, and we should be doing at least one this week once Corey gets back. So stay tuned for that. My bad. I'm hoping for Mayer at 201 in my draft. Yeah, you're good. You're good. That'd be good. We are finishing our last pick here. Wyatt is on the clock. Pretty much seeing a pretty bog standard type of draft right now. So yeah, we're all set. About an hour we've been live. So if you guys enjoyed, of course, 38 of you left in here, make sure you leave a like down below. I'll try to answer, a couple questions for the next couple minutes, and then I will be signing off. So all good. Should have to, yeah, perfect. Let's see where he goes. You see this draft, obviously, Bijan Robinson, Michael Mayer, Parker Washington, Eric Gray is my team. Team 2, a nice little haul there with Bryce, Boutte, Roshan Johnson, Raheem Jarrett, Fletsky with the big CJ Stroud, Zach Evans, Hendon Hooker, and Johnson there. And then with Leo, JSN, Tucker, Tillman, and Mitchell. So, yeah, we're set. Doesn't really seem like there's too many questions left. So, if you guys, want to submit to your teams, like Micah just said, make sure you DM either of us, because I know, especially too in the past, a couple guys have just put in the Discord. Obviously, Micah, we actually missed, but if you guys, just put it in the Discord, sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle. So DM it to either of us. As a patron, it's easier to send DDs directly. Yeah, that works as well. If you're a patron, of course, send in the Patreon messages or email us and just say, hey, I'm a patron. There's basically, 4 ways you can do it: via Twitter, via Patreon messages, via Discord DMs, or via email. So we'll make sure we don't miss any more. Where do you think Kendrick Miller goes in drafts if Miami takes him in round 2? Miami takes him in round 2. I mean, we see him going Kendrick Miller going at the 208 here. I think he'd realistically be at least in the 202 plus area if Kendrick Miller went that high. Combines can't come soon enough. Which rookies have the most room to increase draft spot from the combine? I would probably say, if a guy like Jalen Hyatt goes out, balls out, runs like 4.32 and, tests as a plus RAS athlete, I think he's probably going to find his way in the first round type of area. A guy like Devon A-Chain, if he weighs at 200 plus and he runs, 4.33, he's a big riser there as well. A couple guys that could really, really look to improve their stock. So should be very, very interesting. But either way, appreciate you guys. Take care. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, whenever we decide to run another mock draft. So peace out.